We heard from Angel Reese today, and we heard from Tyler Marsh. Tyler Marsh, folks, let's send our best wishes to Tyler Marsh.
The drama surrounding Angel Reese took a seismic turn this week, and the fallout is nothing short of explosive. In what should have been a straightforward WNBA matchup between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky, a single flagrant foul ignited a firestorm of controversy, misdirection, and media chaos. But the most shocking twist? It didn't come from Caitlin Clark, who's once again proving herself as a generational talent. It came from inside Angel Reese's own camp, her coach, Tyler Marsh. And when Marsh stepped up and delivered a calm, direct statement that shattered Reese's carefully curated narrative, the betrayal was complete. What followed was a digital circus, media manipulation, and a public so desperate for a villain they ignored the actual game. But the truth, as always, has a way of clawing its way to the surface. The alleged incident? Racist comments, supposedly, hurled at Reese from the crowd during the Fever Sky game. The timing? Right after Clark torched the Sky in a 35-point blowout that left Chicago embarrassed on their home court. The evidence? None. No videos, no audio, no witnesses, no security complaints, no broadcast commentary, just social media chatter. And yet, based solely on these tweets, the WNBA launched a full investigation. But then Tyler Marsh, Reese's own coach, spoke. "I heard when everyone else did," he told reporters. Just 6 words, but they shattered the foundation of the entire controversy. Marsh, who stood just feet from the supposed incident, only learned about it after the game, on Twitter. He hadn't seen anything. He hadn't heard anything. No one on the bench had. No assistant coaches, no players, no refs. Nothing. Let that sink in. Marsh's statement didn't just deny the event, it called the entire premise into question. Why then did the WNBA move forward with an investigation? On what basis? Certainly not evidence. This was a game with multiple camera angles, broadcast mics, sideline reporters, and thousands of smartphones in the crowd. Yet not a single recording surfaced. Not one fan came forward, no in-arena security alerts, not even a warning from the PA system. What we're left with is a void, a vacuum filled with speculation, and a league acting as if a few vague tweets carry the same weight as verified misconduct. But it gets worse. During the game, when the incident supposedly occurred, Reese's own behavior contradicted the entire victim narrative. When Clark fouled her, a play that could debatably be called flagrant, Reese immediately got up and confronted Clark. Her anger, her attention, her reaction, all directed at Clark, not the crowd, not the stands, not the alleged offenders. The confrontation was purely player to player. Aaliyah Boston stepped in to separate them. Tempers flared. Technicals were handed out. But not once did anyone point toward the fans. Not one glance. Not one shout. Not one gesture suggesting something inappropriate had been said from the stands. If the abuse had been as real or as loud as alleged, surely someone would have noticed, especially Reese herself. But her fury wasn't sparked by external commentary. It was sparked by the contact, the competitiveness, and the scoreboard, where her team was being annihilated. After the game, the narrative shifted, quickly. Suddenly, instead of discussing Clark's brilliance or Indiana's complete domination, social media filled with vague claims of racist remarks. And soon after, Angel Reese took to her platform, resharing a TikTok showing Clark in mid-game, adding a caption with coded street slang. "White girl running from the fade. She doesn't want to fight." This wasn't a call for accountability, it was incitement. The victimhood mask slipped off just long enough to reveal a calculated attempt to stoke division, shift the narrative, and regain control of the story. Then came her interview. Standing before cameras, Reese presented herself as wounded, fragile, shaken. Her voice trembled. Her body language screamed vulnerability. She said, "It's hard to hear." Although, notably, she never clarified what exactly she heard, who said it, or when it happened. When asked for specifics, she punted the question. That's not a me question. Sky PR quickly stepped in to shield her from follow-ups, but the damage was done. The contrast between her vague answers and the very clear footage of the game left a trail of doubt thicker than any smoke clouded around this story. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark responded the only way she knows how, by focusing on basketball. Her post-game comments were classy, respectful, and absent of drama. "There's no place for that in our game or in society," she said. And then, she dropped a triple-double in her next appearance. No tweets, no theatrics, just excellence. That's the difference. When Clark is pushed, she pushes through it on the court. When Reese is pushed, she crafts a spectacle. The contrast is impossible to ignore, and it's not just fans noticing. Reese's own teammates and coaches are now caught in a dilemma: how to support their star player while not endorsing a narrative that's rapidly unraveling. Tyler Marsh's statement was both professional and quietly damning. When asked directly about the alleged incident, he didn't equivocate. He didn't spin. He said he heard about it when everyone else did. That statement, paired with the WNBA's full investigation, sets a dangerous precedent. That rumor alone can trigger institutional response. That unverified claims made on Twitter hold the same weight as direct evidence. It's a slippery slope, and one that erodes public trust in legitimate causes of equity and justice in the league. What do you want? Makes this all so maddening is the fact that women's basketball is having a historic moment. That same Fever vs. Sky game drew 2.7 million viewers, the most watched WNBA regular season game in 25 years. Clark is selling out arenas, the league is on fire. And yet, instead of celebrating the rise of a sport so long overlooked, we're mired in a controversy built on smoke. Let's be honest, this was a 35-point beatdown and it hurt. The Sky were embarrassed. Their star player was outplayed. But instead of owning the moment, they spun a victim narrative. And with the WNBA so desperate to project social awareness, they took the bait. The pattern is clear. When Clark shines, controversy magically appears. Whether it's on-court scuffles, fake outrage, or now unfounded allegations, there's always something to pull the spotlight away from her brilliance. It's orchestrated. And frankly, it's insulting to the game, to the fans, and to every player who's actually doing the work. Reese has talent. No one's denying that. But what she's choosing to build her brand on isn't greatness, it's grievance. Every time Clark dominates, Reese manufactures a new distraction. And in doing so, she's dragging the credibility of the league down with her. Meanwhile, Clark continues to elevate the game, breaking records, lifting teammates, drawing the kind of crowds WNBA execs used to only dream about. She's not just playing basketball, she's changing it. And that's why the backlash has grown. People aren't just defending Clark because she's good. They're defending her because the alternative, the circus of false narratives, divisive drama, and baseless accusations, is a threat to the very future of the league. It's time we ask, who's really creating the hostile environment? Search Twitter and you'll find legions of Reese's fans calling Clark supporters everything from racists to fascists, all without cause. The venom is palpable. Yet it's Clark who is asked to explain herself. Clark who's vilified. Clark who's told to sit down and take it. But fans aren't stupid. They saw the game. They saw Reese's aggression. They saw Clark's composure. And they're tired of the lies. The stats don't lie either. Indiana Fever dominated Chicago Sky in every major category. Field goal percentage, assists, rebounds, steals. Dana Bonner became third all-time in scoring. Aaliyah Boston dropped 19 and 13. The Fever were a machine. And the Sky? They folded. But instead of headlines about a new era in women's basketball, we got think pieces on phantom racism. That's not just lazy journalism. That's a disservice to the game. The WNBA has a choice now. It can continue to be manipulated by unfounded narratives. Or it can refocus on what matters: basketball, excellence, competition, and players like Caitlin Clark. So if you stand for truth, for sportsmanship, for actual basketball, drop a comment below. Let us know you've got the fever. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this isn't just about one game. It's about the future of the league.